but Mona, an astrologist newly arrived in Mondstadt.
I can't help but think of Mona the vampire.
Mona, just thinking.
Show us your fangs.
Hey, Mona!
To read the fates of others through
And she had dark hair like that as well, didn't she?
Yeah.
But while
Hello everyone, and welcome back to our welcome back to our final video of reacting to the collected miscellany. Miscellany. I've said it wrong every single video, so apologies.
Well, I might be wrong. Who knows?
Yeah.
You might be right.
I still don't know if anyone's actually told us how to pronounce it, but it's hard to say because you just type the word, don't you? I guess you have to do it phonetically. Maybe we'll look after this video, but we'll crack on straight away with it, and we're going to be starting off with Ganyu ambling amidst the karst peaks, I think.
Karst.
Ooh.
Oh, straight into it.
Is that quite quiet?
No, it should be okay.
Okay.
For millennia, from the birth of the Liyue Qiqing to its current roster
That's
of
just
7,
death.
they've all relied on the Yue hype.
Mum is a bit deaf. She always shouts me, and then I go yes, and she'll shout
'Cause he
your name again,
mumbles.
and I'll go yes, shout your name again, and it's effectively she doesn't want to talk to you. She just wants you to come to where she is.
Then why don't you just come
Like
to
a
where
dog.
I am?
Secretary, the half-Chilean illuminated beast Ganyu, who assists the mortals in handling the most crucial matters. Although I detest deities
Oh,
and have no liking for the adepti who
does he like anyone?
contracts with the Geo-Archon, a person like Ganyu is still deserving of my respect.
Oh,
also,
okay,
I
fair
heard
play.
that someone said in the comments, which I read this morning on our last video, that a lot of these people in the newer versions, their stories aren't as sad because of the region they're from.
We're not newer. This is older.
Sorry, yeah, the older way. Yeah, does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
My job is to honor my contract with Rex Lapis.
Cyan Unicornis.
Cryo.
Things in Liyue.
What was Cryo? Frosty.
It is
Yeah.
said that when a Chilean is brought to fight, the sun will lose its light. Ganyu is a force to be reckoned with, an archer with an exceptional aptitude for aimed shots. Her mastery over cryo lends itself well to high damage burst attacks.
That's what we like, high damage.
We do.
Are of great help to her and
Well,
her
we think we
allies
do.
to
We don't really know.
No, we don't. We haven't played it.
We found out what those
centuries of
things are
training,
called.
Ganyu's
Yeah.
archery
But
has
I
reached the
instantly
acme of
forgotten.
perfection. She excels at not only using bows, but also making them. She no
Ooh.
longer needs to
Ooh.
fight on the front lines. She still knows bow and arrow like the back of her hand. While forging bow-type weapons, Ganyu recovers a set percentage of the ores used.
You get to make your own weapons.
Ooh, I quite like that.
I did not know
Little bit
that.
of crafting.
Yeah, I didn't know you get to make your own weapons.
Can I knit anything in this?
I assume no, but please someone let us know if Mum can do some knitting. Thank you very much.
Her normal attack can combo up to 6 consecutive shots,
6?
dealing physical
That's
damage.
Pretty darn. That's a lot. Normally it's 4 or 5, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Charging the attack executes a more precise shot that deals
She's got to be a
increased damage.
5-star bad boy.
Based on its charge time, the shot generates different effects.
Look how cool
Ooh,
it looks.
so
It's almost like a flowery
creates
bloom.
different
Fires
things.
off an icy arrow that deals cryo damage. Charge level 2 fires off a frost flake arrow that deals cryo damage and blooms after hitting its target.
So like AoE.
AoE
Yes.
So I'm assuming each one is gradually
Frost
more
flake
powerful.
arrow's power is best used against distant groups of enemies.
Oh, look.
to maximize
That's so. Look at them
Haven't seen
frozen
those
in midair.
birdies. Aw,
That's
haven't seen those
amazing.
birdies
Unlocking
before.
the talent Undivided Heart. Within a set period of time after shooting a frost flake arrow, the next frost flake arrow and its bloom will receive a crit rate bonus.
Hey, we love crits.
Tap Ganyu's elemental.
I still love this. 'Cause you- Oh, Mum's smashing the mic. Sorry if that's made you go deaf.
Cryo damage and continuously taunts surrounding enemies, attracting them.
Oh, I
That's so
like that.
cool.
Oh look, so they
Yeah, attacking like the little flower.
Yeah.
Action ends. It blooms
look, that's really good.
Yeah.
AoE cryo damage.
It takes
Isn't
that
it? Yeah.
aggro off you.
Ice Lotus's endurance scales based on Ganyu's
Ice
magic.
Lotus. It looks so
I like
pretty as
that,
well.
Yeah.
Dexterous use of Ice Lotus can effectively redirect enemy fire. creating
Yeah,
a
look,
safe
you
environment
completely
for Ganyu to
bamboozle
shut
them.
damage.
Yeah.
Blaze over.
Oh, we haven't even seen her elemental burst yet.
Liney, is this our new favourite?
She looks pretty powerful so far. And look how pretty it looks.
Oh,
Cryo pearl.
Sacred cryo pearl will continuously rain down.
Is that flamingos? No, herons.
herons, I would have thought.
They look nothing like flamingos, do they? Big balls that you noticed
Oh,
before.
yes, yeah.
Is that a duck?
And further increase their damage output.
giant
A
duck.
little wooden duck.
Harmony between heaven and earth. With Ganyu in your party, all active party members
Whoa.
with Celestial Showers AoE gain a cryo damage bonus.
Ooh.
As an
So-
archer, Ganyu knows
So does that mean if your helpers gain a cryo damage, is that better to have cryo people with her?
I assume
Or
so,
does it
yeah.
matter if you're hydro or fiery one?
I
Does
guess
it
if
matter
you're
you gain
multiple
cryo?
ones, then you're gaining a different element as well, so it might make you more versatile and have more of a impact. I think when we play it, I want to go have a mix of different elements. 'Cause I
Yeah,
think
but surely
a
that's
good
the best
to go.
way to start.
Yeah. Well, it depends who we get, doesn't it? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's random who we get, so that's quite exciting as well. So we might get like.
Is it
raiden
random
shogun.
every time you play, or do you get like?
I think you just do a thing to unlock a character, and it's.
Is it like
obviously
Pokemon Red that you choose Bulbasaur and then you got Bulbasaur forever?
I'm not entirely. Well, I haven't played it, have I? So I don't know.
to keep her enemies at
I
a
assume
safe
you know
distance
everything.
and avoid close quarters combat. A constant barrage of frostflake arrows is what makes her strength truly shine, leading
I
her to
really
victory.
like her.
She looks stunning, doesn't she? Her power.
It's no good getting too excited because we might not
Can
get
use
her.
her
Yeah,
elemental
true.
skill to get out of harm's way and taunt her opponents, allowing her to then fire frostflake arrows unbothered.
Oh look, he was trying to hide behind the one we'd already frozen.
The slimes. Oh no, the balls.
When her energy is full, Ganyu can unleash her elemental burst to further increase her ability to deal damage.
That looks so cool, doesn't it?
Together with her allies,
Oh my goodness.
And they attack it as well, the pearl.
Ganyu's enemies
Yeah.
with cryo is an effective form of support for the whole party. Allows for defeating enemies in one fell swoop.
Goodness
Huge.
me.
The Liu Qiqi has changed over generations.
Look, it's a queen
Centuries
again.
have passed in the blink of an eye. Ganyu's accompanied Liu through many a storm, but Liu harbor itself. Can this city really become a safe harbor for an adeptus in the world of mortals? When the Geo
That looks so cool, doesn't it? In slow-mo. It looks so sick.
Ganyu could find a sense of belonging in the human city. But at present, when the rite of parting has already marked his end, the loneliness of an inhuman living in the human world,
True.
will it take Ganyu over completely?
I don't think so. She's got this.
Yeah, we'll look after her.
Yeah, she's got this. She's not going to get taken over. She's cool though. I think her abilities.
Sinai
are some of the most
Unicornis
stunning.
is a constellation, like that. Unicorn.
I think some of her abilities are like the most stunning we've seen. Like that pearl, cryo pearl, is really really cool, and the little lotus
I like the
flower
lotus,
as well.
ice lotus.
The city
Yeah.
of pastorals, Mondstadt, is as free
We've
as
been
the
here
wind.
before.
We have.
Even an outsider like Albedo can become
Albedo?
chief alchemist of the Knights of Favonius. But on the other hand, his mastery of alchemy means that no one ever would have taken much
Look at Blue's
persuasion.
eyes. Look at Blue's eyes are.
Mondstadt was never a nation known for its alchemy, but since Albedo's arrival, the Knights' achievements in the field
I feel like you're
sit
gonna
only
like
behind
Albedo.
those of Sumeru's top scholars. Knights and academics. Not two words that one would expect to hear in the same sentence.
You're definitely gonna like him. Geo.
Geo.
So that's wind. We learned that's wind, didn't we?
I thought a Nemo was
Oh yeah,
wind.
Nemo's
Instead of
wind.
leading the
Fuck.
charge in combat,
Surely
calm
Geo
and
must be
collected
it.
Albedo
Geo's
is
Earth,
better
yeah, I'm an
suited to
idiot.
providing support with reliable geo damage.
Interesting.
Still, his skill set allows him to deal powerful attacks.
Oh, he's got the plunging attacks.
Ooh,
His own
like
on the
plunging
battlefield.
attacks.
Little sword.
Creation is the basis of alchemy. Albedo's
Flash of
knowledge
genius.
allows him to find ways to improve crafting recipes and make better use of materials.
That's good.
Ooh.
When crafting weapon
Working
ascension
Ganyu.
materials,
Yeah.
he has a chance of doubling the crafting output.
Oh, that's good.
Dandelion Gladiator.
Albedo's normal attack can combo up to 5 strikes with his sword.
Only 5.
Holding
Some
the
people are
attack button
4.
consumes a certain
know.
amount of stamina and performs 2 swift
Looks
forward
chilly.
slashes.
Does look cold in there. It's coming into winter here as well.
Elemental skill to create a solar
Ooh.
isotoma using alchemy, dealing area of effect geo damage. A field is created around the solar isotoma. Periodically, when an enemy within the field takes damage, a transient blossom is generated at the enemy's location. The transient
Interesting.
blossom
Yeah.
scales off Albedo's defense, dealing AoE geo damage to surrounding enemies. A transient blossom can only be generated once every 2 seconds. Additionally, making contact with the solar isotoma causes geoenergy to accumulate, forming a crystallized platform that lifts the character up to a certain height.
That's
Only
fucking
one platform
cool.
can exist at a time.
That's so cool.
What would you gain from that?
Plunging attack.
Okay. Yeah.
Like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got this. Look at Klee go mental.
So you can
When adventuring,
get your mates
hold
up on the
Albedo's
platform as
elemental
well.
skill to choose the solar
You can
isotoma's
have. Oh look! So when you're
position, and
traveling
use the
around,
crystallized
look.
platform to get past environmental obstacles more quickly.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know you could climb
After
stuff like
unlocking
that.
the talent
You
Calcite
didn't climb
Light,
very well.
Transient blossoms deal extra damage against enemies.
Well, that's
with
way more
Ooh.
damage. Look at that. That looks pretty cool. Is this the elemental burst?
crystallized geoenergy
Yeah.
bursts forth without
Whoa.
dealing
That's
AoE
sick.
damage in front of Albedo. If Albedo's solar isotoma is still present on the battlefield, 7 fatal blossoms are generated in the solar isotoma
Jesus.
field,
Look at them just exploding. It's so pretty, isn't it?
dealing AoE geo damage.
It's almost like.
Oh, look at all the
After unlocking the
slime.
talent homuncular nature, Albedo's elemental burst increases nearby party members' elemental mastery for a period of time. Albedo's skill set is a rare and invaluable asset in combat.
You got sword skills. Sword skills as well.
Paving the party's way to certain victory. When the battle begins, create a solar isotoma with
I really like it when they break it
What's
down.
this big thing here?
I don't know, it's just
Big
an
pillar
enemy. Isn't it?
thing.
I really like it when they break it down like this. Like they don't seem to have this for every single.
Do you
of the
think
stories.
when we're allocated, whoever we're going to get allocated, I think we need to
Or
do a
research.
bit of
Do
homework
a bit of
before we-
research. But yeah, it like tells you how you should use them in the battle. Like you enter it, use a solar isotome.
I know, but that's quite hard to remember when you're in the
true.
battle,
elemental
isn't it?
skill, as he
Just
and
whack 'em
fellow
all.
party members
As hard as
attack
they could,
enemies
as fast as
inside
they
the
could.
solar isotoma field. Transient blossoms appear and deal damage to enemies.
Look at it, it's just
Wow.
chaos.
Crystalline shields through elemental reactions. Solar isotoma also
Oh, jump.
enables
That
There you
looks
go,
so
yeah.
cool.
Oh yes.
when energy is full, have Albedo unleash an elemental burst, giving the whole party a performance boost with increased elemental mastery.
So you get more
Damage.
better
everything.
at
Yeah.
using whatever you're using.
Yeah, true. I like Albedo. Seems
Yeah.
more
One can
support-based
dispute Albedo's
character.
talent, but the source of the
Oh, that's what they
knowledge
said at the start of the
possesses
video. To be fair,
once brought about the destruction of a glorious nation.
I think Albedo's cool, but I'm not getting excited about Albedo.
Did
you
we
know?
like that?
I'm just not getting
Ganyu
excited.
better? Did we like
Ganyu, yeah.
Ganyu?
Just not getting excited
We
about
mustn't get
Albedo.
excited because we don't know who will be given.
Now I've said that, we're going to end up with Albedo 100%.
Don't diss anyone.
Yeah.
Beyond this,
Oh.
the young man is
Oh.
a stranger to them.
Etch a sketch.
A
Got
complete
tattoos like
mystery. And the essence of
Remember
his
Etch a
knowledge
Sketch?
is equally unknown.
It's not bloody Etch-a-Sketch. It's bloody... I do remember those. We used to have one of those, didn't we? Yeah.
I know it well. It hails from Kanria, the art of chemia. Soil and chalk, the
Looks like a
universe
key.
and earth,
It does, doesn't
pure
it?
dust and the birth of human life. There is no mistaking it. I am content to watch most crises play out from the sidelines.
Interesting.
But if Albedo were ever to make a single wrong move, I
Oh.
could not let myself ignore it.
He's...
Bit of a threat,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Albedo, he seems alright, but he's just... bit... There's not enough
Bit average.
personality, not enough
average.
character there for me,
Oh,
personally.
Zhongli.
Zhongli.
When it
Zhongli.
comes to Liyue's sacred traditions, the divinity is in the details.
Well, that's
Even
pretty...
the most fastidious of academics don't claim
We've got
to
more
know them all.
academics, have we now?
And yet, the mysterious funeral consultant, Zhongli, seems to know them like the back of his hand.
That's the second funeral one we've had,
Yeah.
isn't
The
it?
ancient rite of parting is a most unique tradition. Many details have been lost over time. But Zhongli is still able to perform the
Zhongli.
rite to perfection.
So
Though
they
he
talked
looks
about the
young,
ancient rite of
Zhongli
parting in
knows
the
each
last
ancient
one.
tradition inside
Yeah.
out.
Nice moustache, looks like me.
Shrouded in mystery.
Every journey has its final day.
Lapis
Don't
Day. Geo.
Zhongli excels at manipulating geo, able to create and absorb geo matter,
Wowzers.
and provide sturdy shields for his allies.
Oh my god.
This, paired with his exceptional ability in combat,
Is he
makes
with
him
his
a reliable
hands? Oh no,
member
he's got pole arm.
Zhongli seems to know everything about everything, even a simple chunk of white iron ore. He is able to pick out the best ore and use it to maximize.
Look at that! How sick did that world look? Just walking up that hill then.
Zhongli recovers a set percentage.
So he
of the ores
forges
used.
pole arms. So
So,
you can
yeah.
choose. Ooh, okay.
Well, no, each character is locked into one sort of type of weapon we learned in the previous
No, but
from the command.
presumably you can. Depends what you gather.
Yeah.
To
But I'm assuming,
forge
so
it.
do you upgrade your weapons by collecting resources out in the world and then your weapons get stronger? Is that how it works? You have to let
Looks
us know in
like
the
it for
comments.
this
That
chap.
is how it looks, doesn't it? Yeah.
Zhongli's normal attack can combat
6! What juicer?
dealing physical
Rain
damage
of
to
stone.
enemies.
See him kick the
Hold
pole arm
attack
and like
button to
spinny.
consume a set amount of stamina and
Look.
lunge forward,
Oh!
casting down stone spears across Zhongli's path,
Ooh.
dealing significant
Oh my
my God,
goodness.
that's sick.
Straight through 2.
That looks really
Tap
cool as
Zhongli's
well.
elemental
Maybe
skill
they need to learn not to
summon
stand in
geo-energy
line.
from
True.
within the ground,
Oh!
and form a stone steel, dealing area of effect geo damage to enemies.
That looks really
Ooh.
cool
While
as
the
well.
stone steel remains, it will periodically resonate with nearby geo constructs, dealing continuous geo damage to surrounding enemies.
What the hell?
Blimey.
You can take it.
This reminds me of, like, if anyone's watched Jujutsu Kaisen, which I've just started watching, when they do domain expansion and they like make their own little. But yeah, no, sorry, you don't know what that
Advantage of this in
is.
battle.
You'd like it, I
Draw
reckon.
Enemies affected by other elements towards the stone steel.
Oh,
What happened to
Deal
it?
Geo damage and
Oh.
cause crystallized reactions.
crystalline.
Use the elemental shield created
Burst.
by crystallize
Burst
to
in
help your
slime.
party survive.
Ah, so then you gain the
Stone
shield
steels can
of
also be
what
used to block enemy
Uh,
attacks.
Enemy.
or
Yeah.
climb to traverse difficult terrain.
Oh, look.
Holding Zhongli's elemental skill causes geo energy around him to explode, creating a jade shield and dealing area of effect geo damage.
He's pretty fancy, isn't he? He looks pretty
Yeah.
sick. Look at him.
The
He's just
amount of
standing
geo
there.
deals with Zhongli's max HP and is higher against enemies' geo attacks.
So he's good at fighting
If
Geo.
Zhongli is surrounded by targets affected by geo, it will drain a large amount of geo energy from up to 2 of them. This effect does not deal damage, but can effectively break down enemies' geo armor
That's cool.
Hey.
and nearby ore deposits.
Have we seen Geo armor before?
After unlocking
No,
the
I don't think
power
we
of
have.
resonant waves, when the jade shield takes damage, it will fortify your character, allowing their shield to absorb more damage.
So taking damage lets you take more damage. He sounds sick.
Zhongli can bring a huge meteor.
Bloody meteor!
Dealing massive geo damage and applying petrification to enemies caught
Oh.
near the impact site.
Oh my god, that looks so cool, doesn't it?
Turn them to stone.
Yeah, how cool does that look?
Dominance of
That visual effect is really cool.
Look, presumably you don't get that until you unlock the level.
Zhongli maintains his composure, even as he metes out punishment in battle. His exceptional ability to
He
provide
seems really, really strong.
I
I
want
like
him.
Zhongli. I want Zhongli. Do we want him? We want Zhongli. He looks sick.
As the
I want-
fight begins,
I like that meteor.
first use Zhongli's
And that
elemental
thing.
skill to summon a stone steel and draw enemies near it,
Him in the bum.
creating the ideal environment for dealing damage. Next, create a jade shield to absorb incoming damage. Then, alternate normal and charged attacks, stringing together attacks to deal enormous damage.
So what's really good is you can dodge the attacks by dashing through them whilst causing damage.
And coordinate your party's
Oh!
attacks to wipe out the
He just obliterated him. The Traveller's just obliterated him.
Yeah, but only because
Yeah,
Zhongli
Zhongli
helped
set it up.
him. Yeah.
Host of the rite of parting. Zhongli still calmly goes about his work. The world around him may be descending into chaos, yet he remains unperturbed.
Cute little herons. Are they
sipping
herons?
his tea and watching a
No.
good show. Quite the fascinating
What's the thing?
character.
Storks.
Cranes.
As
Storks?
Leo
Crane.
faces
Cranes,
the
yeah.
turbulence of change, does he believe it is none of his business? Or is he also a player in this game, acting behind the scenes? It may be some time before the answers finally emerge,
He's just chilling.
but no matter, for time is not something I lack.
Zhongli, really like him.
We liked him.
I think he's in my top 5. He's in my top 5. He's got to be.
What if you choose different people in your game that are from different
I think that's fine.
areas? Is
That's
that
fine.
okay?
Yeah.
I wonder if people
The
from
Fatui
Leo
from
Harbour
Snezhnaya
perform
are known
better
to-
in Leo
Well, some of
Harbour
them get
areas.
buffs where on those expeditions you can send them out on, which we don't really know how they work. They get more if they do it in the area they're from.
Ah, that's
And like
what I was
that,
thinking.
they're
Because it
passive
said
Wherever they go in
that
Teyvat.
he.
And Tartaglia is a driving force within them. Of the 11 harbingers, 10 concern themselves with clandestine operations.
That's evil stuff.
Tartaglia is the sole exception. Rather than lure his enemies into a trap, he
That's a
prefers
poor
to face them
farmer.
head-on in
She's got a
one-on-one
spade, man.
The wind is picking up. There's conflict in the air.
Hydra.
His
Tartaglia.
reputation precedes him. Child is known far and wide as a fearsome warrior.
Oh, so he's got two
well-versed
names.
in a variety of fighting forms. He can switch stances at will, and has two
Oh.
distinct modes of attack
Oh my
at his
God.
disposal.
He's got bow
When
and
Tartaglia
elemental
is in your
swords.
party, all characters' normal attacks gain 1 level, dealing
Wow.
increased damage as a result.
That's pretty fucking sick, isn't it?
Tartaglia is weakest with a bow, so he chooses to use one precisely to overcome this weakness. His normal attack can combo up to 6
I
consecutive
don't understand
shots.
that. How does that make sense?
You're striving to be a better person.
So that's what he's worse with, but he's using it because he wants to be good with it.
Yeah,
Okay, that makes sense.
it's all about
Charging the attack
improving
executes
yourself.
a more precise
Yeah.
shot that deals increased damage.
Oh,
While aiming,
whoa.
hydro energy accumulates on the arrowhead. A fully charged arrow will deal hydro damage to enemies on impact, and also apply the Riptide status to them.
Okay.
When an enemy is affected by Riptide, further hits from Tartaglia's
So there's more
arrows
damage.
deal multiple
Alright.
bouts of area of effect
Do,
hydro
Doesn't-
damage.
Does it affect the ones?
Also,
No,
Fire.
only the one
when
who's tagged.
Tartaglia defeats an enemy affected by
Oh.
Riptide, it causes a hydro burst, which applies the Riptide status to
Ah,
nearby
it's almost like
enemies.
an infected status with the
Unlocking
Riptide
the
then.
talent never ending extends the duration of Riptide. Faced with a strong foe, Tartaglia
These
will
look
reveal
sick.
his true might. When he casts his elemental skill, he summons weaponry fashioned from pure hydro.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Hydro damage to surrounding enemies in the process, and also switches to his
Cool.
melee stance. In this stance, his normal attack now
Look at the
combos
wa-
up to 6.
Can you see how cool the water is, like following the blades around? Like,
But would that be more confusing that you have to choose? Is he going to use his
well, no, you
sword,
just
or is he
you
going to
don't-
use his?
you use your range, your bow when you're far away, and when you get close, you just use your melee.
Consecutive hydro slashes. Charging the attack consumes stamina and releases a 2-slash flurry, dealing hydro damage.
I love the way he spins them and they just vanish. It
In
looks
melee
cool.
stance,
Oh, it's a poor farmer with a
Tartaglia strikes an
spade.
enemy affected
Yeah,
by
but I think that
Riptide.
some of those farmers are
He deals
baddies.
area
Yeah, I know.
effect
It's just
hydro
sad,
damage.
isn't it?
How can you tell it's a
Tartaglia
bad?
exits melee stance when his elemental skill is cast
Don't
again,
kill innocent
or after a
hydro.
certain
True,
time has
no.
elapsed. He then returns to his ranged stance, and his elemental skill enters cooldown.
Ah,
The longer Tartaglia spends in melee stance, the longer the cooldown time.
that makes
Ooh.
sense.
So that's
After
something
unlocking
you
the
think
talent
about.
Sword of Torrents, when in
If he's
melee
in
stance,
cooldown, can you switch to another person?
Yeah, I would assume so. Yeah.
Tartaglia deals a critical hit. The Riptide status is applied to the enemy.
Riptide. Riptide sounds very strong.
Depending on Tartaglia's stance, his elemental burst will unleash one of 2 different attacks.
There's so much
his
variety
cloak.
to him, isn't there?
Obliteration.
In ranged stance, Tartaglia swiftly fires
Well,
a hydro
they all
immune
get
magic
Riptide
arrow
as
ahead
well.
of him,
They had
which
double
deals
Riptide.
area of effect hydro damage, and also applies the Riptide status to enemies. Afterwards, Tartaglia regains some of his spent energy.
Shouldn't let your guard down.
In melee stance,
So he has two
Tartaglia
different like
performs a
elemental
slashing
bursts, which
attack
is
with a
pretty cool.
wide area of effect, dealing substantial
Whoa.
hydro damage to all surrounding enemies. And if the elemental burst hits an enemy affected by Riptide, the Riptide effect will be consumed in a hydro explosion, which deals area
Ooh.
of effect hydro
Extra damage.
Tartaglia is a formidable warrior who lives
So
for the heat of
I feel
battle.
like with Tartaglia, it's all about utilizing as best you can the Riptide status on your
Yes.
enemies, because then they just take more
He
damage.
chooses his moments to attack.
And
with truth.
I think he's the first one we've seen where he has a varied, melee stance and range stance, which is pretty cool.
And is
Very
tactical in
unique,
selecting
very
his
unique.
mode of
That poor
attack.
farmer!
This is what makes him so powerful.
Ooh.
Faced with a
Oh, I
single
thought you had those arrows sticking in his
start by
neck.
firing at them from a distance to apply the riptide status. Then,
Yeah, so you get the
enter melee
riptide
stance and
status.
Go in for the kill. Use fast and frequent attacks to trigger riptide effects and deal immense damage.
Dead.
Against groups of
Obliterated.
enemies, build up energy in advance and unleash
Oh
an
look,
elemental
that's
burst
confusing.
in
You've got
ranged
all the
sense
enemies
to
you've got
apply the
ganging
riptide
up on you
status to
there.
the group.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's all about
Boosted
getting
all the
them.
slimes.
And attack the enemies affected by riptide.
And it's all about getting them riptided.
While
If
also
that's a,
Yeah.
can I turn that into an adjective? Riptided.
for an opportune moment to unleash another elemental burst and take them all out in one go.
That was pretty
bringing
darn
them back
impressive, wasn't
to a
it?
clear-cut conclusion.
That was pretty darn impressive.
Job
Few
done.
know where Tartaglia acquired his fighting skills before becoming a harbinger. Nor do many know where his lust for combat
There's
originates.
not much known about him then. Well, he looks quite
It's a
happy.
dangerous secret to the
It's
martial
making.
legacy he inherits.
Oh, are we going to learn
It's
it?
one that even he himself does not fully
Oh, probably not
understand.
then.
No.
Since becoming
I
a
think
Fetsui harbinger,
That's the whole thing of this. There's quite a lot of
Fighting for
mystery
the
A
about it.
lot
Which is,
more to find out.
yeah, and I think that's quite good. And you don't want it all to be completely
Child is
transparent.
Vetsuritsa's weapon of war, and he stands for the might of Snezhnaya. An icy storm is starting to blow towards the other nations.
Oh,
Brace yourselves. Teyvat is about to get cold.
Oh dear.
spooky,
Winter is
scary.
coming.
Winter is coming. You know nothing, Tartaglia. Nothing.
I think I'm supposed to say something.
I don't know, I can't remember what it is.
You know nothing, John.
Who's next? Who are they giving us next?
It's all gone blank.
Keqing?
Queen?
Everyone in Liyue knows it is Rex Lapis who protects their borders. But the city's daily affairs are run by the Qiqing. As Yuheng of the Qiqing, Keqing acts decisively
Keqing.
and pragmatically, knowing every inch of Liyue like the back of her hand.
Interesting.
Yet as a representative of the mortals of Liyue, she has much to say about Rex Lapis's unilateral governance.
We live in an era of change, as the old order that
Electro.
has existed for 1,000
We haven't seen
years.
Electro
Oh,
for a
Electro,
long
yeah.
time.
We haven't had any Electros.
Within
Had
the
a lot of
Qiqing,
cryo, haven't we?
Keqing
Yeah,
is one for
there seems to be a lot of
Mm.
Ruthless
cryo.
efficiency is her modus
I
operandi.
quite like it though when we freeze
Like
the
her
slimes.
personality, her sword work is both swift
Whoa.
and uncompromising. This, along
I like
with
her
the control of
blinks. Her
Electro,
blinks are really
brings
cool.
a shockingly
Blinks?
abrupt end to any enemy. Keqing
Like where they
cannot be
teleport a
more
little
familiar
bit.
with Li.
Oh, right.
Even on long journeys, she always finds a swift route back home.
Okay.
This is going to be a passive thingy.
If
On
dispatched
20-hour
on an
expeditions.
expedition in Liyue, she will complete it more quickly than most.
That's not
Oh,
bad.
that's worth knowing.
Keqing can unleash a combo of up to 5 normal attacks.
So
Her
look at
final
that dash,
strike allowing
that's
her
cool.
to pass through enemies.
So when she
Yunai's
passes through
swordsmanship is
Yeah.
both
enemies, she
offensive
doesn't
and
gain
defensive,
power. Not
offering
other
a way to
buttons.
dodge some attacks and
No,
strike
true.
back from a better angle.
But it also lets you dodge
The
attacks, I
attack button
guess.
to consume stamina and release
Yeah,
a
but the
2
Ice
slash
Lotus was
flurry,
better because it
dealing high physical damage.
diverted attack.
That slime got blatted across the map then.
Tap Keqing's elemental skill Stellar Restoration to throw a lightning stiletto.
A lightning
Oh,
a
that is a
stiletto.
big bird.
Enemies in a
Stiletto's
small
a
area of
Shoot.
knife.
Oh, I thought it was a shoe.
Stiletto is a
Lightning
slim
stiletto
knife.
marker.
Oh.
I think it's
If
Italian.
Keqing
Is it not a
uses
shoe?
Stellar
It is a shoe as
Yeah.
well, but that's why it's called Stiletto Heel.
Oh,
It's
okay.
named after the knife.
Hey, the more you know. I once got hit in the head with one.
What shoe?
Yeah, when I was in Tenerife.
Did you?
Some people were fighting and I went and broke it up. And a lady went, "Don't you know I'm in the Tenerife Mafia, bitch?" And hit me in the head with a shoe. That's what you get for trying to stop people fighting. They fight you instead.
Holding Stellar Restoration allows
Did you not know that?
Like they look like they're in an arena here.
Deft use of the lightning stiletto produces various results. With the lightning stiletto, Keqing can flash into battle
That's cool.
and
Ooh.
attack from the best
A
position.
plunging attack down
The
on
lightning
them.
stiletto can also be used in exploration
Oh.
to navigate challenging terrain.
That's really cool.
Oh,
Keqing can also clear the lightning stiletto with a charged attack, causing a slashing thunderstorm that deals electro AoE damage at its location.
So it's like she's melee, but
I
she
like
can be
them.
ranged as well.
Deft use of this skill allows Keqing to creatively deal ranged damage.
Yeah.
wait a minute. Why
After
did she attack
unlocking
those
the
four? Because they were
talent
fighting each
Thundering
other.
Penance,
Don't know.
Using stellar restoration while the lightning stiletto is present converts
Look how big those slimes look, massive!
to electro damage
She's
for a
tiny.
short time.
Yeah, it's maybe.
Cut to the chase.
That looks pretty sick, doesn't it?
Power, causing electro AoE damage. Hiding behind the shadow of her sword, she relentlessly slashes surrounding
Holy
enemies at
shit.
Oh my goodness!
dealing multiple rounds of damage. With a final burst of electro AoE damage at the end.
They got little horns, those slimes.
After
Yeah.
unlocking the talent Aristocratic Dignity,
That looks incredible!
increases Keqing's
Is she our new
crit rate
favourite?
and energy
Maybe.
recharge.
We just keep getting more and more new favourites all the time.
Light on her feet and leaving no shadow. Keqing is a
Cool looking
sharp
sword as
intuitive.
well.
Groups of enemies or single opponents are no match for a well-executed combination of her skills. Keqing cuts them all down with ease.
I like that. How
I
she-
like that one.
Yeah.
That, no, I like that
Keqing
monster.
is mastery of the lightning stiletto. First,
He was
use
half
her
tree.
Look,
elemental
you can
skill
get
to
straight
place
up
the
to.
stiletto.
It's cool, isn't it?
Then,
Yeah.
use her elemental skill again to zip into battle
Those
and
are
strike
scary,
quickly.
those.
Follow up with more electro damage, using her elemental
Tricky.
skill to suppress the enemy. And continue to use the lightning stiletto at opportune moments to frequently move and attack.
That is cool.
Keep up the offensive to rapidly accumulate energy.
And then once you have enough energy stored up,
Yeah.
use your elemental
Once
burst.
full, it is time to unleash
Starwood
Sword.
sword.
And bring the fight to a perfect end.
That's pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
Human history is to be written by the people.
I like her.
Even without the
do.
protection of the gods, Liyue would flourish as always. This is Keqing's belief. This desire to take fate into her own hands. I remember this feeling.
Doggo.
Will she be
Unpettable
able to bring
doggo.
her vision to
Immersion
Child.
ruined.
To protect this land she calls home.
Keqing.
hands of
She's
the season.
smashing it.
Where is Liyue headed? The road ahead
Trula
is unclear, but we
Cementari.
shall wait and see.
Electro. The stiletto electro thing is really cool. We haven't really seen anything like that either.
No.
Where you can sort of teleport to a location that you pick, and then either or even not do it. Because you can do the rain damage as well, which is cool.
The stars illuminate all mortal destinies, though few have eyes to
nice
perceive
hat.
their meaning. But Mona, an astrologist newly arrived in Mondstadt,
I can't help but think of Mona the vampire.
Mona, just thinking.
Show us your fangs.
Hey, Mona!
sought to read the fates of others through
And she had
stars
dark
and
hair like that as well, didn't she?
Yeah.
But while no phenomenon is hidden from the astrologist,
That was such a good TV show.
she struggles often with the minutiae of daily
Oh.
life.
Think we
It
all.
is a most
True,
common
very true.
predicament. The more you seek truth, the more simple joys elude you.
Ooh, okay.
This was ordained by fate. Long had I foreseen it.
Mona has skill that matches her
I
reputation.
didn't notice. What is she?
As a hydroelectric
Hydro.
catalyst user, she masters the battlefield with ease.
So Catalyst is like
Situation
magic-y.
and creating openings for her
I think
teammates
they.
to
I think
attack.
they're kind of. I think the ones who use Catalyst is sort of some of the best visual effects because obviously you don't have a weapon slamming around.
As a student of all things,
What's that
hidden
little thing?
under the night
I don't know. That's what I was just
Yeah.
looking
Mona
at.
also has a strong grasp of weapon construction.
Oh.
In truth, she finds that most weapons are wastefully made. When she crafts weapon ascension materials, she has a chance to recover a portion of the materials
cool.
used.
Okay.
Mona's normal attack performs up to 4 strikes that
Only
deal
4.
hydro damage. Holding the attack button consumes a set amount of stamina and deals area of effect hydro
Because it's all
damage
like
after a
symbols
short
and it
cast
looks
attack.
pretty and like like look at that, it's cool. Oh,
Mona creates a phantom of fate from coalesced water. This
Yeah, that
phantom
was that
taunts
thing, so-
nearby enemies and deals continuous hydro damage to them. The phantom explodes when its duration expires, dealing area of
And
effect
again, they
hydro
get kind of
damage.
distracted.
yeah,
by that,
distracted
don't
by
they?
it. Well, it's like taunt. It's taunt effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it makes them attack.
And it is
you.
also
Skill
attacking.
button.
Yeah, it's also
attacking
causing
them.
damage over time.
Causes Mona to ride a flow of water backwards and summon her phantom. This skill has many applications. The phantom can be used to taunt enemies, making them wet and priming them for attacks from Mona's allies.
What?
It can
All the
also
terminology.
out of a pinch.
Ha!
It's Hydro.
Yeah.
When
That's cool, look at
sprints,
that!
She cloaks
Ooh.
herself in flowing water, consuming stamina to move rapidly.
That's
Ending
really
this skill
cool.
causes Mona to emerge, getting nearby enemies wet.
So she
Ah,
jumps
Illusory
out on them.
torrent also allows Mona to travel
that's
swiftly.
so sick.
Once her first passive talent is unlocked, Mona can create a phantom automatically if she maintains this skill for a certain period of time with an enemy nearby.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling it at the moment. Are you?
No, you're not.
Yeah. Not compared to the
Mona
other two,
summons
right?
sparkling waves and creates a reflection of the starry sky.
Look at that.
Applying the
pretty.
wet
Look at
them
and
go.
illusory bubble
Look at them
statuses
running.
onto all
Bubble.
enemies in the air.
Look at them.
When affected by illusory bubble, weaker enemies will be imprisoned and unable to move.
What,
Attacking
forever?
imprisoned enemies removes
Oh, no,
that
then you-
status from
That's
them
once you attack him,
and
it
deals
removes
an
it.
instance of
Oh,
hydro
okay.
damage.
So, like, if you're
The
facing
status
loads
is
of them, it can
clear.
keep them busy
Enemy
while she
comes
deal with,
under
like, the
an
big
omen.
boy.
Okay. But you still have to go
Enemies
back and deal with
affected
them.
by an omen
Okay.
take more damage.
I'm not convinced by this one, are you?
Not a fan of Mona.
Not
I think it
feeling
looks.
it.
I think it looks really
Yeah.
stunning.
Changing battlefield.
Not sure
Mona's
I'd want to
capacity
use
for
her in a
control
fight.
Cannot be overlooked. This astrologist aids her team at critical moments, controlling the field and maximizing her
Look
teammates'
at that. How
damage.
can you? That looks so cool, man.
I know, but
As the battle
Oh,
begins,
you're
If
just
it's
not a
not gonna
fan of
help
her
me-
abilities.
if it's not going to help me
it
fight
taunts
people,
enemies and
Yeah,
lets
she
her
does
switch
damage
out,
over time
using
with
the
that
opening
thing.
created to cooperate
I
with
just
her
think the other ones
teammates
were better.
and
Yeah.
deal
Well, she's
massive
more
damage to
supporty.
enemies.
Okay.
So I think she gets
She
the
uses
buffs
these combined
and stuff.
techniques to control enemies, allowing the party to damage them safely.
Yeah, then the party can then do the
Oh,
damage.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Once the time is right, she uses her elemental burst to entrap enemies and attacks them to trigger damage bonus effects. This way, she can defeat the weakened
What about the
enemies
music?
before her,
The music's
all in
good.
good time.
I'm also surprised you don't get hurt by the fire on the
Mona's
floor.
hydromancy is
Well, if you're Hydro, you wouldn't.
Yeah,
no
true.
one
could maybe.
can deny
Yeah,
her
maybe.
intelligence
Or if it's
and
just like a
talent.
visual effect, maybe.
Within Mondstadt, there are few who possess the ability and a desire to seek truth equal to hers. But beware, O young seeker. You must sacrifice your all to unravel the world's secrets.
It's a bit dark, a bit
Can the
depressing.
astrologist Mona truly bear such
Well, I
a
hope
burden?
so.
Aw.
I hope she can burden it. She's got this. Well, they're all strong individuals. They don't have to carry the weight of the world on their shoulders alone. They're in a party of 4, okay? They need to realise this. That they're not by themselves. They got their mates around them. They should be golden. Oh my god, is this who I think it is?
I think so.
Children as special as Qiqi are few and
I
far
know.
between.
Listen.
As a zombie, time has no effect on her. But she has difficulty committing things to memory. For Qiqi, perhaps this is a good thing.
Oh,
She can forget her past and be an herb gatherer at Boo Boo Pharmacy. But those who underestimate her just for being a child do so at their peril.
I am Qiqi. I am a zombie. And I forgot what comes next.
Oh, it's not funny. It's
With her mastery
Yeah,
over
it's true.
cryo, Qiqi is a powerful asset to your team.
She's
Despite
so
her size,
small.
She has the strength to protect others. With Qiqi by your side, you will always feel safe. When gathering herbs, she always knows where to find them, because
That's
she
good.
always carries a notebook with her that has all their locations marked, lest she go out
Oh,
and become completely
she's swimming.
lost. With
when
Qiqi
she
on your
runs like this.
team, the map will show areas where plants unique to Liyue grow, making it easier to gather certain resources. Qiqi's normal attack can combo up to 5 slashes,
Not
dealing
bad.
physical damage to enemies.
She's so
Holding
small.
The attack button consumes a set amount of stamina and releases a 2-slash flurry, dealing high physical damage. Using Qiqi's elemental skill, Herald of Frost, deals cryo damage to surrounding enemies.
Oh my god, she's just walking and it's killing them.
Herald of Frost moves with the character, dealing damage.
Ah, so that's cool, so it doesn't matter who you
yeah.
have.
Also healing the current character.
Jesus, that's not bad. Healing and damage. Take
While
that.
Herald of Frost is active, normal and charged attack hits heal the entire party.
Oh my
And
god.
nearby allies by a set amount
Look.
based on Qiqi's attack power.
She just healed
Not
all
only
of them
does
from
this
half
increase
to
the team's
full.
endurance, it also allows you to dominate the enemy when paired with Hydro.
So
This skill is also useful
you
during
need to remember that
exploration.
hydro is important.
Hydro and
Using it
Crow.
to freeze
Look,
water surfaces is a sound strategy for conserving stamina. After
so
unlocking
you
the
don't have to
talent
swim,
life-prolonging methods, when a character under the influence of Adeptus Art Herald of Frost triggers an elemental reaction, incoming healing is increased.
wow,
Sacred name, fortune preserver.
she's sick.
When Qiqi releases the adeptal power sealed inside herself, she marks nearby enemies with a fortune-preserving talisman and deals
Okay.
cryo damage to them. When enemies marked with fortune-preserving talismans take damage, the character dealing the damage is healed.
Can she ever die?
Well, she's a zombie.
Yeah,
the
true.
whole team can be protected while dishing out damage.
Everything she has just heals, which is
After
really good.
unlocking the talent, a glimpse into Arcanum, normal and charged attack hits have a chance to tag enemies with a fortune-preserving talisman.
That's
Once
good.
per set time period.
Oh,
Qiqi has the
Oh,
ability to
woofs.
constantly
you
heal.
still can't pet them.
and
Please, can we
safeguard
get a petition going in Genshin that you can pet doggos, please? Doggos, catos, all of them, please, please.
The more difficult the battle, the more apparent Qiqi's assistance becomes.
Mm.
When entering battle, first use Herald of Frost
Remember that?
to allow your team to deal constant cryo damage and easily trigger elemental reactions for greater damage. The effects of Herald of Frost will keep your team fighting fit
That's
until
really
the
good,
right
isn't it?
moment comes to unleash an elemental burst,
There you go.
allowing your team to safely unleash all the firepower they've got.
Yeah. He looks sick, this dude as
Yeah.
well.
As a zombie, Qiqi has escaped the grip of both time and death. How Qiqi entered this state of existence, I do not know,
I don't think she knows
but I
either.
doubt it was of her own volition.
Oh, poor Qiqi.
Are the heavenly principles toying with her? Or
At least we know now she's called Qiqi and not Klee, because we mixed that up for weeks.
is fate seeking to torture her? Is an ordinary life of simple pleasures really a thing so fragile?
Poor Qiqi. But she
Quite
looks
liked
pretty
her,
powerful
yeah.
though.
I think we'd want her on our team.
She looks really good support and also helps the team do a ton of damage. Can't go wrong with that. If you've got someone who's healing you constantly
Yeah.
and then
Surely that's a
buffing
good
your
thing.
entire team, it's fantastic, isn't it? Really, really good.
When Grandmaster Varka of Mondstadt's Knights of Favonius left on an expedition, his role passed to Jean,
Nice
the
tree.
eldest daughter of House Gunhildr.
Gunhilda.
The young acting Grandmaster had become a skilled swordsman through hard work, and works harder still for the sake of the Knights. Self-sacrifice, after all, is the Dandelion Knight's path.
Dandelion Knights, that
As
sounds
the
cool.
wind continues to blow,
A Nemo, so
so
wind.
too
Wind.
shall I continue
Leo.
to fight.
Dandelion Knights seems like,
Crowd
yeah,
control
it's
and
cool.
support abilities,
Cool name.
and can act in concert with others to suppress the
Oh,
enemy.
what?
Jean's elemental burst can instantly restore her health, and benefit her allies as well, making her the pillar of any team.
I think you'd either
Even
want
when
her
cooking,
or
Jean is
Yeah.
always
the last
concerned
one.
with
You want
helping
both,
others,
really.
and can accidentally make extra helpings. When Jean cooks a restorative dish perfectly, she has a chance to create 2 of them. All the better to face the battles ahead.
Double roast
Jean
chickens,
can
baby.
perform up to 5 consecutive normal
5
attacks,
solid.
dealing physical damage.
She looks a
to
little
enemies.
slow, or is that just me?
Holding the attack button consumes a set amount of stamina.
And that gusts them up.
Unleashes a wind-infused thrust that deals high physical damage and
Oh.
launches enemies. Launched enemies will fall slowly for a short time.
Does she have anything to
allowing
attack
Jean
them in
control
there?
the flow of battle, and give her teammates a chance to perform follow-up attacks more safely.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Unlocking the talent Wind Companion gives Jean's normal attacks a chance to heal all party members on hit. This healing scales with Jean's attack power. Tapping her elemental skill Gale Blade causes Jean to gather formless wind on her sword and unleash a small
Bah.
storm, launching enemies
That's
in the
fucking
direction
sick.
Jean is aiming, dealing
Do you know if enemies take full damage in this game? Like, could you just bop them off the edge of the cliff and they'd be gonzo?
anemo damage.
That'd be interesting to know
Holding
if someone
Gale
could let us
Blade
know in the
constantly
comments.
consumes Jean's stamina, pulling nearby enemies in front
Oh,
of her,
wow.
Oh,
and allowing her to adjust the direction in which she wishes to launch them, dealing anemo
Launching them all.
damage. Enemies launched
Oh,
by
okay.
Gale Blade will remain clumped together when they fall, making
So it's
follow-up
good for,
attacks
like,
oh right.
yeah.
So they they
Good for that.
can't sort
Oh,
of
Very flexible.
here we
attack
go.
you on the
Look.
flank. They're
Strategic
all.
use of the surrounding
Oh,
terrain
I just answered my own
will
question.
amplify its effects.
You can't just yeet him off a cliff. He's be like, see ya, dunk, throw them all off the edge of the
Only
cliff.
if you're near a
Calling
cliff.
upon
True.
the wind's protection, Jean creates a dandelion.
That's
Oh,
mad.
dandelion
knocking
field.
nearby enemies back and dealing animal damage.
Yeah, did you not see on her charge one? There's like when they're in the air, there's like the little things when you blow out
Yeah.
of a
It
dandelion.
also
Yeah,
quickly heals nearby allies and all party members.
you can see them all floating
This
around. It's
healing
pretty cool.
skill
Yeah.
is Jean's attack power. The dandelion
Wow.
field continuously heals characters within it, infusing them with animo, while dealing animo damage to enemies who enter or leave the field.
Interesting.
Once the talent Let the Wind Lead is unlocked, using Dandelion Field will regenerate some
It
additional
is stunning, the
elemental energy.
dandelion field. I like it.
Jean can help her team take charge, aid in their attacks, and do great damage through skillful use of her abilities.
She like controls the
well-rounded
battlefield.
fighter
Really good, really good.
Start the battle by using her elemental skill. Mop up nearby enemy groups and build elemental energy. Then use her charged attack to disrupt their movements, allowing your party members to switch in, attack, and deal damage. When your party members have taken significant damage, use her elemental burst at the opportune
Oh, and then
moment
you
to
heal.
repel enemies and regenerate your
Yeah.
team's health
That's good.
before beginning the next round of attacks to finish the fight.
She just backed.
She does
Though
bosh
Jean
them off.
may
Yeah,
the-
she backed 4 out of the 5 of them off the edge
Mondstadt
then.
has only prospered since she assumed Varka's great responsibilities. Even I, who has seen countless people, must respect her desire to always defend Mondstadt. But unlike most who bear great burdens, this young knight has remained as tenacious as ever. How was her will
Dedicated to the
and what
cause.
sustains her edge such that it never wears down? If fate wills it, I
Jean.
will find the answer to these questions.
Leo Minor. I'm a Leo.
Ah.
I am indeed. You're a Gemini.
Oh,
What's the one before it? Sagittarius.
no.
Cancer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your sister's a Gemini.
Yeah, they're both Geminis.
There are many
Close.
remarkable people in Mondstadt's Knights
But no
of
bananas.
No.
Among them is a small knight.
Oh my
who
God,
lives
Mum.
in Stormbearer Mountains
It's
flat,
Klee.
It's time.
whose name has recently become commonplace. Both
It's
within
time,
Mondstadt
ladies and gents. Our favourite.
When it comes to Spark Knight Klee, there are rumors aplenty.
I like the way she just runs around. Like this.
Those telling these rumors do so with a smirk and a shake of their heads, joking that even Mondstadt's fish have learned to swim away when they see her.
Can I come play with you today? Please? I want to go on an adventure.
I like a little.
Well known
Toy.
as the Spark Knight, Klee is able to deal continuous pyro damage with her childlike glee and a pack and pockets full of bombs. But watch out,
Psychopath.
as anything near her may be turned to ash in a fiery explosion.
She's
Klee
running
loves
around.
adventures and is adept at expeditions and gathering.
All
Not
of my
only does she know the
treasures.
locations of Mondstadt's unique flora, she may also know where to find a treasure or two. When Klee is on your team, the location of items
That's
unique to Mondstadt
treasure
will
there.
appear on your minimap.
A
When it
Valberry.
comes to anything explosive, Klee simply can't control her enthusiasm. Klee's normal attack performs up to
Kaboom!
3 consecutive
Only 3.
attacks that deal
okay.
AoE pyro damage. Holding the attack button consumes a certain amount of stamina, and after a short casting time, blasts
Jesus.
enemies.
Sets them
dealing
on fire.
AoE pyro damage.
I love the way she's reading the book.
When
Yeah.
Klee is up high, her charged attack can reach enemies even farther away.
That's pretty cool.
Also,
Oh, I haven't
Klee's
seen that
normal
one
and charged
before.
attacks are especially effective against geo targets,
Okay.
making them ideal against enemies with geo shields, and for
She
quickly
just
mining
destroys them. Oh, so she's good at mining as well. That's
sparkling
good.
burst. When Klee's charged attack lands a critical hit, some energy will be restored for all party members. Use Klee's elemental skill
Oh my
to
God.
toss Jumpy Dumpty.
Jumpy
Dumpty.
Dumpty! That's what I'm going to start calling my bum as a nickname.
Oh dear.
He will bounce 3 times.
When I'm doing box jumps in the gym, what are you up to? Just working on the Jumpty Bumpty?
It's
bounce
Jumpy
causing an
Dumpty.
Oh, Jumpy Dumpty.
explosion.
I call Humpty
Deals
Dumpty.
AoE
Yeah.
pyro damage.
Jumpy Dumpty.
On the third bounce, Jumpy Dumpty will burst into mines.
Ooh.
These explode upon contact with enemies or after a short time, dealing
So you just
AoE
bait them
pyro
towards
Okay.
it.
Jumpy Dumpty will automatically recharge over time
Oh.
to up to 2 charges.
You get 2 Jumpty
It is
Dumpties.
effective in dealing with groups of enemies. After Jumpy Dumpty explodes, switch characters and pull enemies together to take advantage of the mines and deal a lot of damage to enemies.
So that would be good with that lady we
After
just saw
unlocking
who
the
sucks them
talent
in.
pounding surprise, when Jumpy Dumpty and normal attacks deal damage, Klee has a chance to obtain an explosive spark. When Klee has an explosive spark, instead of consuming stamina, her next charged attack will expend the spark instead.
Okay,
Deal
so you can
increased
do more.
damage.
Is this her elemental burst?
Right. Sparks and Splash continuously attacks nearby enemies for the duration of the skill, dealing AoE pyro damage. Sparks and Splash has high damage and attack rate,
That is good.
empowering Klee.
It doesn't
to
look
deal with
visually that
damage
crazy,
on the
does
battlefield.
it?
No, but
Is
it's
able to continuously dish out strong pyro attacks, earning her a role as the firepower of your party.
Yeah, she's just constantly fire on the
Let's look at a
battlefield,
battle
fire
to
on the
experience
battlefield.
Klee's incredible destructive capability. In battle, Klee can use her elemental skill and normal attacks to repeatedly activate the
See,
effect
that
of the talent pounding
took out
surprise,
so many enemies
Yeah.
there.
Because it's AoE and it's
Yeah.
explosions and knocks
and
them all
use
back.
charged attacks to suppress enemies. When her energy is
Jumpty
full,
Dumpty,
unleash an
Jumpy
elemental
Dumpty.
burst to further increase her ability to deal
That does look
damage.
quite cool, actually.
After this, Klee
And then you've got
can
all the
causing
mines which you just run around and they run
Yeah,
into.
yeah.
direction and burning enemies to a crisp.
Klee's actually
When the
sick.
Yeah.
people of Mondstadt talk about their home, they proudly call it the City of Wind, Dandelions, and Freedom.
Let's hope we get Klee, Mum.
Perhaps it was Mondstadt's atmosphere of
Pray for
freedom
Klee. Pray
that
for
led the
Klee.
famous adventurer Alice to entrust her daughter Klee to the care of the Knights of
Alice is the
Favonius.
voice we hear sometimes.
With
I think
this
so.
freedom, Klee has had a happy and unrestrained childhood. But all
Blowing
baby
things
birds
up.
must leave the nest someday.
The running kills me,
The Spark
man.
Knight will remain just as happy-go-lucky.
You're gonna die! You're gonna die!
Just blow them all up. You get a bomb. You get a bomb. I said you buy one bomb, you get one free. Just we're giving bombs away. That's what Klee's
We
fantastic.
do like her.
Yeah.
Diluc.
As the Dawn Winery's owner,
We'll find out.
Diluc dominates
Diluc, you nailed
Mondstadt's
it.
alcohol industry.
Oh, I like him already. Or her.
And information are at
His.
his fingertips.
His. Him. I like him already.
Modest and refined, yet quick to act whenever Mondstadt faces
A bit like me. Modest and refined.
That's the one.
a crisis.
Ooh,
What
was
caused
that?
him to choose this path?
It's a bit fast.
He is.
Whizzing around.
Very curious.
There must be those who dare
Pyro,
to pierce the
not
darkness
tuna.
with their light.
Dawn
Winery.
Winery.
That's where he's
Not-
from.
One who wields
Yeah.
pyro and a claymore, Diluc has perfected the art of violence
What the hell is he fighting there?
and dominates the battlefield.
Whoa, that is kind of
Ooh,
sick.
yeah.
His powerful skills, Diluc causes massive
Wow.
damage with ease.
Is that a
And crushes
phoenix?
all his foes with fearsome, ruthless strikes.
Oh.
Born a noble, Diluc is well versed in all things swords. With his guidance, no metal ore is wasted in their making. When forging claymores, Diluc recovers a set percentage of the
Okay.
ores used, aiding greatly
That's
in
good.
your adventure. Diluc's normal attack performs up to 4 consecutive strikes,
Only
with the
4.
4th strike launching enemies.
I like how he uses
The
it
attack
one-handed
button
as well.
Constantly consumes Diluc's stamina to launch swift consecutive attacks,
Jesus.
dealing increased physical
Jesus!
damage to enemies, and unleashing an extra powerful attack.
sends them
at the
flying.
enemy
Even when you
that
burst their
launches enemies.
bubble, you still have to kill them.
Use this
Yeah.
wisely to scatter enemy groups and defeat shielded foes. Unlocking the talent Relentless decreases Diluc's charge.
how much longer
attack
you can go
stamina
for it.
consumption and
Look how much
increases its
longer.
massive duration. Use his fierce attacks to defeat those before you. Using the elemental skill.
That looks so
Searing
cool.
Onslaught,
Look at
Diluc
that!
strikes
Does he
with
do
claymore
double
dealing
front flip
pyro
then?
damage.
Let's see.
This can be done 3 times in a row, with a short window of time to connect each strike.
Oh no, he
But
sort of
pay
spins. No front flip.
This skill enters cooldown if the next strike is not activated in a short period of time.
Oh, right.
Okay, so you have to time it well.
Yeah.
In concert with normal attacks, allows you to deal constant damage to enemies, while remaining
I don't know
evasive
if
and
he
mobile.
seems to do as much damage as some of the other
Additionally,
ones
since
Let's
this
see.
before.
skill deals pyro damage, Diluc can form combinations with other characters,
Yeah.
using elemental reactions to deal greater damage.
That's it. Look at that Phoenix.
Diluc knocks nearby enemies back before gathering the flames.
How far they? Did you see how far they went?
Yeah.
Dealing
Look.
massive pyro damage to enemies
Oh,
in its
okay.
path.
Yeah.
Diluc's normal
So he doesn't do
charged
much
attacks
damage.
will also deal pyro damage for a period of time.
Okay.
Dawn
He
has
goes
a very
sicko
large
moves.
hitbox, allowing it to not only strike airborne foes, but also forcibly reposition enemies to an extent, making it very strong against groups.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Pyro damage conversion that Dawn provides further strengthens Diluc's attacks. Unlocking the Blessing of Phoenix talent increases the duration of Dawn's pyro damage conversion, and gives Diluc a pyro damage bonus.
So he just goes sicko mode after using his.
Is,
Are
without
they,
question, a well-honed
are they referred to as like alts? Because you get alts in such other games.
Petting an animal.
Well, I was told you couldn't pet animals.
He just did.
who efficiently deals with any task. Now, please witness him in action. He begins suppressing the target with
I
normal
like that that
attacks,
has trees growing on.
combining it with his
Reminds me of like
elemental
that
skill
Iron
to deal
Giant.
great pyro
Yeah.
damage to the enemy. He weaves between these two attack modes to suppress the foe more quickly, while building up elemental energy. He uses his elemental burst once his energy is full, followed by attacks enhanced by Blessing of Phoenix, defeating the enemy flawlessly.
That was quite cool.
Diluc's explosive, ruthless fighting style and his aloof manner are all admirable traits. But if the disaster from 5 centuries ago were to happen again, if
What
he were to face
disaster?
the same evil that I once did, would he still hold fast to his resolve?
You'd like to think so. He'd try his best, wouldn't he? That's all you can ask from
Think
Diluc.
so.
Makes me most curious indeed.
He doesn't seem like he drinks much wine. Maybe he just runs it as a business, you know? Doesn't seem to drink much wine, but just runs it as a business.
Perhaps he just enjoys an old glass or two.
Yeah, maybe.
A connoisseur rather than a glugger.
Yeah, true.
Venti.
I think this may be our last one, but I will double
No.
check. Yeah, this is our last one.
Oh my goodness, that went
We're on our
quite
last
quickly.
one. We're on Venti.
Bard named
Venti might be...
recently appeared
That's
in
wind?
Venti was very aloof.
What does
I
Venti
believe.
mean in
Tales
Italian?
for the city of
To
freedom
go.
and romance.
I'm not sure.
This city is Mondstadt, the crown of the north. A free nation with no ruler. This once bitter cold land in the north of Teyvat is now fertile. A blessing left by the god of Animo, they say. 1,000 years have passed since the god of Animo left this land. But to me, it has only been half that time.
Come on, traveler, let's go. The world is full of lost ballads just waiting
Carmen
to be
D.
discovered.
As an archer with the power of Animo, Venti
How's he
can
got
battle
there?
with ease in almost any environment.
Maybe flying?
His versatile attack style and his ability to launch enemies with his elemental skill allow for a high amount
Ooh.
of mobility in battle. His unique elemental burst can pull together nearby enemies.
Several of them do that, don't
Yeah.
they? Yeah,
Strategic
it's
character
quite
who can
good.
both deal damage and control
Look at
the
them
battle.
both. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Venti is in your party. Gliding consumes less stamina for all characters.
Okay.
Needless to say,
Ooh.
this skill will come in handy on your
That one
adventures.
grounded.
I think they drowned because they had no stamina.
Well, we need to be careful about that.
That's awful.
We need, to
That's
have,
awful.
we need to have a freezy person who could freeze it so they didn't
Yeah.
drown. Nice trousers.
Normal
Trousers?
attacks can perform up to 6 consecutive shots.
6.
The
Pantaloon.
first and fourth shots can fire an extra arrow,
Ooh.
while the 6th shot deals greater damage.
That's a lot of.
Hold the attack button to use a more powerful aimed shot. When fully charged, an animo-infused arrow is fired
Whoa.
and deals even more damage to the
Ooh.
enemy.
It's elemental damage. Once you charge
Call
it.
upon the wind on which hymns and songs fly to lift your enemies
Happy
up
notes
into
as
the
well.
sky.
That
When
rhymed
you
as
use
well,
the
didn't it?
elemental skill
Yeah.
Skyward Sonnet.
I bet you can
Venti
hop in
summons
it.
a wind domain at the enemy's location, dealing area of effect animo damage, Enemies are launched into the air and fall slowly.
They
to
also
the
can't
ground.
attack you, can they, whilst they're
Hold
falling like
Skyward
that?
Sonnet to summon an even
my
larger
God,
wind
look.
domain around Venti, dealing greater area of effect damage and launching enemies into the air. Venti also uses this powerful wind to fly high into the air. Adept use of this skill not only allows you to attack
Oh,
enemies,
But dodge it.
surely it
also
dodges,
dodge
yeah.
attacks
Yeah.
and move around the environment.
That's so cool.
If the opportunity presents itself, you can also
Oh,
use a
plunging.
I
I
was
love
gonna
the plunging
say,
attacks,
surely
they look
it's-
cool.
Domains can
Yeah.
even be utilized to help you get around.
I thought he was going to crash there.
Yeah, he almost made that, didn't he?
Holding Skyward Sonnet will also create a temporary upcurrent as you fly into the air.
Oh.
By firing an arrow
I'm not
infused
feeling
with
this is
coalesced
as
winds,
powerful as
Venti
other
creates
ones.
a
Do you?
fierce storm that
Although I
sucks
said that
in
last time,
surrounding
That's
Yeah.
really good though.
and deals anemo damage.
Because if you use that, then switch out to someone with a really...
Hydro, pyro, cryo, or electro
right.
elements causes the storm to absorb that element.
Ooh.
So it does like, you could literally be doing all sorts of damage, going
Yeah.
mental on them, look.
Okay. See, every time I say
After
they don't
unlocking
seem
the
to do
talent
much damage, I'm proven
Venti's
wrong.
energy will be replenished at the end of Wind's Grand Ode. If an element was
I love
absorbed,
just
the
standing
Just
there going,
watching it,
yeah.
watching them get fucking destroyed in that little circle.
even though Venti is more than capable of handling different obstacles in battle, strategic party selection and teamwork can help you maximize Venti's abilities.
Like utilising it all to its best ability.
First, use divine archery to attack enemies from afar
Okay.
and whittle away at their health. Use Skyward Sonnet to launch dangerous enemies into the air. Gather up energy to prepare for the final attack. When your energy is full, unleash your elemental burst. Wind's Grand Ode sucks the enemies in and deals anemo damage. Use
Yeah.
another element on enemies in the storm to generate a swirl reaction.
Yeah, that's really good. Because then you get all the
Then
different...
use another compatible element to cause an elemental
It's
reaction.
quite confusing though.
Well, it's
to-
just
to-
about
to
using
do.
a mixture of...
Another elemental reaction
And
brings
it's about using a mixture of elements so you can damage them in a load of different ways because it causes a reaction and does more damage.
And we
I think.
still don't know whether certain enemies have got certain weaknesses.
Yeah, well, some have
As
shields.
we all know, poetry and language flow like the wind. Venti captures this spirit in his ballads. Flora and fauna he sings of seem to have a life of their own
Yeah.
and transport us to the moon and the stars.
Interesting.
This self-proclaimed best bard of the mortal world gets his strength, his unwithering inspiration from the wind.
Whoa, what was that?
It's like an icy phoenix.
But what Venti seeks in life,
It's a really cool different style of artwork as well.
That's like a stained glass window,
Yeah.
isn't it? Oh, I like that.
rather he'd be happy with a cup of wine and a lyre to sing the marvelous stories of the world.
Holy, what was that?
That would make Venti the
Oh, I
bard.
liked that.
I think that was one of my favourite little cinematics at the end there.
Yeah.
That was really
So
good.
should we have started with that? Have we
Maybe,
gone backwards?
well, we did it in reverse.
Yeah.
But,
Why? Why did we do it?
I don't know, it was just the way the playlist went. But thank you very much for watching again. And if you guys have any suggestions of anything else you would like to see us watch and react to from the Genshin world,
Playing next.
yeah, we will. I feel like we've covered most of it, but if there's anything else you would like us to react to, please feel free to link some suggestions in the comments. But we'll be looking at playing Genshin next week on stream, live on stream. I'll put like a little notice out on YouTube so you all know when we're going to be doing it. But it will probably be next week when me and Mum will be experiencing it for the first time ever. And don't worry if you miss it. I'll be looking to make the Twitch stream that we do of it into a little YouTube video, and we'll be uploading that and reacting to us playing it for the first time
Oops,
as
we're
well.
dead. Oops,
Yeah,
we're dead.
probably going to go
Oops,
that
we're
way.
dead.
But I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you so much for watching again. And thank you just so much for helping us learn so much about Genshin, and I'm hugely excited to play it as well in the future, aren't you?
Yeah, I am actually. Yeah.
But yeah, we will see you guys in the next video. It's going to be a bye from me, and
Goodbye for me.
and we'll see you in the next one. Cheerio! Bye!